One of my favorite shows ever because of the storyline, Heather B. I was speaking earlier about how my family in the South, I mentioned Claiborne Parish.
You did.
I remember recalling, this is going to take a second, Bianca. Give me a second as I work this out, all right?
Break it down, Sway.
So my family is from the South and different parts of Louisiana, Alabama, so on and so forth. I'm finding this out more recently than ever before because my sister is a genealogist and she does the work. So she finds out the story behind the stats, behind whatever record books are there. She's going to tell you who those names were, what did they contribute to their community, how long their lives were, how they got to the place that they were. And I found out that my family were farmers in the South. So years ago, I took my grandmother, who's now 98, Mama Elsie, I took her back home. That's where she came up. And so she and I actually had some land in this area, Claiborne Parish. And I went to see it and found out that my family were farmers. Different kind of farm. It wasn't the picket fences and that sort of thing. It was like a lot of old tires and abandoned cars that separated the pigs from the chickens from whatever else was on the farm. And then in that, I found out how hard it is for black farmers. Some of the things that black farmers go through, whether it's the tax infrastructure, whether it's paying for machinery, whether it's paying for fertilizer. A lot of these things are monopolized. So black farmers go through a whole lot. It was Queen Sugar, this series called Queen Sugar on OWN, that really kind of dug deep into the black farmer's story and brought it to light in a way that everybody could relate to. Stories you never heard before. And then the struggles that black farmers go through in the process, just everyday, simple life. That became my favorite show to watch on OWN. Plus, Oprah's affiliated. Damn it, you got to give a round of applause for that. And so, watching this young lady in her career, I was a Pretty Little Liars fan.
Oh, yes, you were. Yeah,
yes.
All the girl shows.
Everybody but you from the cast has been on this show. The Vampire Diaries, Dawson Creek, the Witches of East End. All of these different shows that you always pleasantly pop up on, and I know, and I only see you on the shows. I don't see who you are outside of the shows much, in which I like that. I like actors and actresses who I only get to see you on screen. It's not so much about what you're doing on TikTok or what you're doing on social media. And you never fail a character. You play so many different adverse characters that I want to say salute to you. We are happy to have you here. Citizens, you know her as Darla on Queen Sugar, but we want to welcome her to the show for the first. Is this the first time?
Yeah.
Bianca Lawson is here. Oh, my God. Oh.
Bianca.
What up?
Hi. I'm excited to be here.
Yo, it's good to have you, man. I always wonder, who is this person playing this incredible role? You played
this mysterious person.
This mysterious person. You played a good drug addict. You did that well.
How did you practice for the role?
Yeah.
I mean, addiction has been very close to me in my life.
Okay.
So, did the traditional research, but I also, know people.
Yeah, family, friends.
Yeah.
It's always hard, right?
It's tough. It's tough for everybody. I think it's tough for the addict. It's tough for the family and the loved ones of the addict. It's frustrating. I think, no one chooses to be an addict or wants to be. And I think it's a very difficult thing to understand if you're not the one going through it. So if you're a friend or a family member or whatever, and you think you have so much to lose, why would you do this? But it's not. It's so much deeper and more complex, and it's a struggle, and I think that a lot of times people feel shamed if they get sober and then they relapse. But sometimes that's part of it. That's part of it. That's part of it, It's a journey.
I wonder, when you have a lot of changes in your life, does it make it easier as a thespian knowing that all of this will eventually help you as an actor, being able to tap into those experiences? Does it help to embrace change more?
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure there have been times in my life where I thought, thank God I am an artist, because all of these traumas, if you will, maybe they would have been for nothing. But now I can use it and channel it into a character and have greater empathy and compassion and understanding.
Right.
I love it. Your childhood, I'll be remiss. 2 people I wrote book reports on when I was in elementary. First one was Muhammad Ali. Man, come on, if I say that name, you got to give it a round of applause.
Like every time he says Muhammad Ali name, we have to clap.
Gotta clap.
Don't think we're crazy. He just makes us do it.
And now I'm not sure the relation. I think you're his great grandniece, I believe. The second one is Berry Gordy. Berry Gordy. This guy inspired me in so many ways. When I got into the music business, Berry Gordy and then Russell Simmons are the 2 men I wanted to be. The closest I come to Berry is Tracy Ellis Ross. You know what I mean? And anytime I got talk about him, I try to. If you would be so nice and kind, can you tell me about him? What was it like, or did you grow up?
Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, he's brilliant, and he's very open. It's funny you bring up Muhammad Ali. He wanted to be a boxer originally.
Really?
He wanted to be a boxer.
I say that in the book.
Wow.
And
I didn't read that in the book.
and his siblings at the time, his sisters, they owned businesses, cleaners and record labels and grocery stores at a time in Detroit where Black women were not, but they owned all of these businesses, and they just kept reinvesting in him. So he would get money, he would try to do a business, he would lose the money, and they would give him more money. And they really, really, his family really believed in him, and he is very open about that. And he had a dream, and he kept doing it. And he's great with advice. Like he'll say, it's easier to stay out of something than to get into something,
Oh, shit.
Like,
That's a gem.
That's a jewel.
Stay out of something.
Then to get in,
Then to get in.
Then to get out of it, right?
Then
So
to
it's
get
like
out.
you're going down your path. You're like, oh, let me just try this thing over here. And then suddenly you're tumbled in the weeds. You're off your path. It's better to just stay out of it than to get into it and try to get out of it after.
Yeah.
Was he always motivating?
Very.
Like, and
Very.
inspirational with the
Very.
kids and the family, too?
Yeah. I mean, I always imagine probably being the child of someone. There's a lot to live up to, there's like that pressure. So I think for his children, you want to live up to that. And I think, his generation, his brothers and sisters, and then their parents, they worked so hard and built it up. And, talk about like sort of generational wealth and legacy. But sometimes when you then, you kind of didn't go through that process. And so you're born into it. And so you're around it, but you want to also make your own mark. And so it's that kind of, that pressure, but he's wonderful, and he's we had like a 4-hour breakfast one morning where he just told me everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
beautiful.
He's wonderful.
Blessed.
He's wonderful.
Bianca, when you do the documentary, okay, you're going to need a voice. You're going to need a narrative voice, or if you like, I could probably play him I can't play young Berry Gordy. What?
At what point can you be Berry Gordy? Like in what?
At later in life?
She checking out your build. No,
Bianca did look at me to see if I was. Are we shaped alike, me, Berry and I?
That's a
maybe
no,
a
Sway.
little bit, maybe a little bit.
That's
something.
Okay, thank you,
That's
Bianca.
a professional no.
I saw that. Damn, she didn't say shit. She just said a little bit, but nothing, Sway.
You don't want to crush your dreams, man.
Okay.
Bianca ain't come for that.
Bianca, I'm living out all my dreams with you.
I love it.
All right,
I love it.
now your pops. Oh my gosh. Your father, man. Your father played in my second most favorite. He played a role in my second most favorite series. Well, it got to be top 2, Good Times.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Good Times? Mm-hmm. Okay. He played Raymond on Good Times, which was JJ's boss, right?
Sure did.
Right? And anybody who's been on Good Times, I've been enamored with ever since. But you come from such success stories, acting and music, but you chose acting. Were you ever pressured to do music?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I used to love to sing as a child, but no, I think when you're surrounded by something, you maybe take it for granted, because it's around you. But no, both of my parents, my mother wanted me to be an attorney.
Okay.
They know how hard it is. They know how hard the business is. So if you don't have a real passion and love and desire for it, it is such a grind, so don't do it unless you really are going to be in it for the long haul. So no, there was no pressure. I just decided at 8 years old, I think I'll
You made the
I'll
decision.
act.
You made the
I
decision.
made a decision.
Really?
Yeah.
And they followed it through.
Yeah, 35 years later.
And
Come
here you
on.
are. Come on, man. Did you hear that? 3 decades.
35 years later, starting at 8.
When did you know it was the right decision? Like, you know what I mean? Because there's so many ups and downs.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all had to try out or audition or whatever for things. Some stuff you get, some stuff you don't, some stuff you're crushed that you don't get. Like, but even sometimes when you don't get something, you still know, like, I'm supposed to be doing this.
I think I rejection, I had a lot of rejection. Rejection was not hard for me when I was young. I just had this like confidence, this belief. And as I got older, there have been times when I've wanted to quit for sure. And it's always like right when you're at the precipice of quitting, this amazing opportunity comes into your life and doesn't let you quit.
Amen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
That's dope.
What made you want to quit?
I mean, you know, it can be heartbreaking. It can be frustrating. It can be... I love the experience of losing myself in a character, losing myself in a moment, but all the other stuff around it, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's always that thing of how do you have a very thin, porous skin to have your emotions right there at the surface to express them and channel them, but you have to have a very thick skin for the rest of the business.
Wow, that's true.
What would you do if what were you interested in? What else would you do?
Oh my goodness.
You never even thought about that.
I mean, I think I'd make a great researcher. I have a little bit OCD mind. Like I'm always, scanning for data. Like, what does this mean? What does that mean? I've always done it. I've done it forever.
Huh.
So I don't know.
When did you start calling yourself an artist as opposed to an actor? And what do you feel like is the difference?
I don't know that there is a difference. I think actors are artists, painters are artists, photographers are artists, dancers are artists. You know, I think... to me, it's the same thing.
Okay.
You know, to me, it's the same thing. You're using our bodies, ourselves, are instruments, right? As opposed to like a cello or something, right? You're channeling everything through you and expressing it. And I know it's a business, but for me, it's the love of the storytelling. There have been characters that I've embodied that I needed to at that time that helped me with my stuff. So it's really been a blessing. But the rest of it, the business of it, the politics, all that stuff, you know, that can be tough. That can be tough.
So you never considered law, because you mentioned your mom wanted you. That was never on the table. Okay.
No, that was never on the
That's
table.
his mom's dream.
She wanted me to go to Brown and become a lawyer. That was her thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Before we talk about Queen Sugar, I got to ask you, because I love your style here. Give a round of applause for this fashion sensibility. Look at the gold, Heather B.
I see it.
Bianca done some things, if you could see the gold. I get criticized by my co-workers here daily because I choose to wash my own clothes at home.
I wash my own clothes.
Come on, talk. She washes her own clothes.
Nobody's mad at a female for doing that.
What do you mean?
I wash my clothes too. You shouldn't be. You can't find anything. Bianca, this is deeper story.
Okay.
Every time we travel,
I did get
we have to go shopping. He can't find anything. He brings a book bag on the plane. What's that? You know we're going to be here for 7 days.
Yeah.
Where's your stuff? Where's your stuff? Why don't you have a lady? That's all I'm asking. He needs a lady, Bianca.
Well, that's a bigger thing.
That's a bigger thing.
That's what I said.
That's a bigger thing. But I admire that you travel light. I overpack and then wear the same thing every day.
See?
So that's my dream. A backpack, t-shirt.
That's what you want to be.
That's her dream. But
The minimalism.
Yeah, but he doesn't tell you we have to go shopping. That's the part he's leaving out.
I see.
He does buy for other people
But then you guys have to do the work.
Me.
Okay.
Not you guys.
All right. Okay.
See, he wants to get off the
go.
subject.
Yeah, this didn't go where I was hoping to go.
go.
This wasn't working with Ava DuVernay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about this experience of working with her?
Oh my goodness, where to begin? She is obviously a brilliant filmmaker, but she is someone that will say to you, this happened this season. She said, call me for anything, anytime, day or night, even just to run lines. I called her at 1 a.m. one night, and I was like, I cannot find my way into this scene. And she's like, well, let's talk through it. Let me pull over. I'll pull it up on my phone. I mean, she is like right there. Literally, when I landed in New York, the day before yesterday, she sent me a text and said, oh, I've got tickets to the Hollywood Bowl to see this composer with the LA Philharmonic. You want to come? I mean, she's just so real and so there and so in it. And when I auditioned for her, I had the scene that I'd done, I'd planned. I thought, this is so great. And she said to me, it was good, but try this. And she gave me this note where every time Ralph Angel says something to me in the scene that I auditioned, I want you to feel him. It's like he's hitting you, right? He's hitting you, and you feel the hit, feel the blow, absorb it, push through it, and then say your line. And now there's no way to think your way through this. So I was like, okay, I'll try that. And just that one little adjustment, it made it richer and deeper and more real for me. And it gave it layers, just that one little thing. And so she's probably, I would say, one of the most like emotionally intelligent people I know. You know, she just sees things. It's like, are you psychic? Are you tapping my phone? How do you know? So I think there's that. You feel that she wants you to win. And she's like that with everyone. With the directors, with the actors, with the writers. You feel that she wants you to win. She's not just setting you up to kind of then go out and be, you know.
That's dope to hear.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Ava. Happy belated birthday, Ava.
She rapped for us up here. I had to rap it. I know her history, Bianca. I'm mad that this is the final season. I watched the episode, though. I got an advanced copy of the episode. I love seeing the family win. I love when people look happy. You know, I love when Ralph Angel is getting it together. Yeah. You know, because he's always sticking his foot in something, right? And I see when the family is winning, when those moments where the family is winning, I feel like I'm winning. You know, like I internalize this show so much. This is the final season. I know you can't tell us what we can expect, but what about for you? What does it feel like going into the final season for you?
It is surreal, and I may not fully know how I feel until some time has passes because I've lived with her for 6 years. Yeah. It's almost like I've lived a parallel life with her. I'm proud of the work that we've all done and how much of everyone's heart and soul has gone into it. So I feel good about, you know, what we've put on the screen, and now there's 7 seasons out there for people, and so and I love where Darla's going this season. She really, I think it's a real blossoming for her. You get to see her full potential. There are certain aspects of her that we've seen over the seasons, but there's all these sort of hidden gifts that we haven't yet seen. So I think they really optimize it, and she really it's a maturation in a different way. So I'm very proud of her.
Is she your most challenging role to date, would you say?
She's the most challenging role because she's required for me to use the most of myself. One of the things I've always enjoyed about acting is like hiding behind other characters. And so I would always use my imagination. I was not like a method actor, like let me think of when I went through this. But for her, she has forced me, in order to understand how to express something that she needs to express or a journey she needs to have, it's forced me to confront my own stuff.
You sound like you got a lot of stuff too, the way you say it. Kind of tap out when it comes to your stuff.
She says stuff.
Everyone has stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone has
You protect
stuff.
your privacy pretty well, though. That's intentional, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm similar in that way. Right? No? Yeah, I'm similar in that way. No, I admire that.
Yeah,
because
no, he is.
Because
Yeah.
I remember reading something about Leonardo DiCaprio saying why he didn't want to, at that time, do social media because he wanted to leave some mystery about himself because all of these different characters, he didn't want to take away from it. Is that part of the reason why?
Yeah, and I also think, you know, when I started, there was no social media.
Okay.
And all of the actors and artists that I admired, when you saw them, you just saw that character. You didn't know about the things in their life, you know. And there's something very powerful about that. I don't know that much about Prince, you know. So that was just sort of like, I was a bit old school in that way, that I loved that. And I'm a really private person, anyways. Yeah. And social media, it's like its own job. And I don't know that I want to know that much, you know? Sometimes people that there have been albums that people hated, and then the future happens, it's considered one of the greatest albums of all time. And so if you're watching the play-by-play of how people are receiving your work in the moment, you might doubt yourself and change what you're doing, but maybe you're ahead of your time. So there's something about all those opinions all the time in real time. Sometimes I think it's nice. I was very fortunate that I could just do my work. People hated Nikki from Save the Last Dance at first, and now they're like, she was right, you know. So
yeah, Save the Last Dance. You just took us back to 2001, and we just had
Julia Stiles
on the show last week.
Yep.
I remember that. We did that.
She was wonderful.
She was incredible in it. We did the marathon on MTV, and I hosted it with Julia. Were you there on a rooftop?
I feel like I don't.
We did a dance.
Oh no, I was in the dance off, but I was at MTV and I did do a segment, but I don't think I did it with you two.
Oh man, could you imagine if that had came full circle?
You'd be
Damn, Bianca.
But I was there.
Yes.
Almost. I think the other aspect about social media, because I really don't see a lot of actors, like out of all the entertainment lanes, it's usually actors that are like, nah, I'm not going to do IG.
Right.
And I realize I don't know what y'all process actually looks like. Unless it's a film that's very like physically strenuous, then I'll see like some folks like training. But can you kind of walk us through, like, say you just get a script, you've just said yes to this project. The next day you wake up, do you then block out like 4 hours of your time? You're just reading it? Because we just see the final results.
Every actor's process is different.
Right.
And I think this is what a lot of directors don't realize. Every actor's process is different. Some people, they're more instinctual in the moment. Others want to like get the script, break it down beat by beat. So for me personally, it's different with every character. Some characters, you read the script and it just comes to you. You just see it, you feel it, you hear it. Others are a challenge, and you really have to figure out, how do I get inside of this? How do I enter it? This just feels so foreign to me. And something random can happen, and it's like, oh my God, I got it. I got it. You know, and sometimes it may not happen until literally you're doing the scene, and you're in the middle of the scene, and the other actor does something, and it's like, so just kind of, I try to not put too much pressure on myself to enter with having everything. I like the happy accidents. I like the magic. You know, so obviously, you know, you get the script, you think about it. I'm someone that thinks and thinks and thinks and thinks about it all the time. Break it down, all these things, memorize your lines. But at the end of the day, I like to then let it go and let whatever's going to happen. Even if it's didn't plan it, seems crazy, but that's fun for me.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Bianca Lawson is here, man. Big round of applause. It's amazing. We've had a lot of people from the cast on the show, including Ava. Tina came by. Kofi's been here. Everybody's been here. Now you've been here. And I feel complete. I think we just got one more person, and we're going to solicit you to help us get this person. Is that Danny DeVito?
You know it.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito about to come in here, Bianca.
Danny
DeVito and his daughter,
sick.
Lucy.
It's just, you know how Bianca just said, like, it's the mystery of a person, and it kind of, he just totally blew me away just now.
Danny DeVito?
Yeah, because I've only seen him in movies. He waved at all of us.
Oh, geez.
See all these black people in here? He probably like, what the hell is going on?
Where's the party at?
Yeah, he like,
party over there.
Danny was like, no. I think he's from Jersey too, Sway. I'm just
Jersey?
saying.
Okay.
So.
Watch your cars. Bianca, we got to get Oprah on here. What can you do? Can you talk to her?
I can try.
Okay,
I can try.
Do that out there. Why not? Right? Yeah. I was joking, but if you could try.
I can't promise anything.
Okay, Bianca promised to get Oprah on this show. Bianca Lawson, you heard it right here. Listen, come back anytime.
Yeah, man,
please.
for sure.
So much to talk to you about.
Beautiful energy you have.
So little time.
Thank you.
You came in here, you blessed our room.
Yep.
That smile is illuminating, and thank you. Continued success. You do awesome work.
Yes.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Seriously, next time you talk to Berry Gordy, tell him it's somebody that loves him that works for Sway in the morning. Okay?
I will.
I appreciate you. Bianca Lawson, y'all. Make sure y'all support her. Everything she does. Tonight Queen Sugar is premiering on OWN. Make sure you watch it. I saw the episode. You want to watch this one.